I want to call the July 21st, 2016 Daviess County Fiscal Court meeting to order. Commissioner Coger, would you lead us in a prayer and a pledge?
I will. Thank you. Bow your heads, please. Our Heavenly Father, please watch over our community, the homeless, and those who are in the hospital for speedy recovery. Protect us from all harm. We humbly thank you for all the gifts we receive from you. We ask that you watch over all those who protect us, especially those men and women who serve in the armed forces, law enforcement, fire departments, and any emergency services. We ask for wisdom, understanding, and courage to make the right decisions for all of our citizens. We ask all these in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Commissioner. And I might ask all the other commissioners to make sure your mics are on. Mine was turned off, and I'm sorry for that. Jenny, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Item 1, consideration for presentation, A, waste tire grant report, fiscal year 15-16.
David, I assume since Mr. Hamilton's not here, you're going to do that?
Yes, sir. What you all have before you is a requirement from the state. As you recall, a few meetings ago, we approved an application for a waste tire grant. This is to close out last year's grant. It shows that we received $4,000. We spent a total of $4,349. And that we also collected over 43 tons of tires. The way we spend the money is it's through taking this. Sometimes we get reports and we pick these up from people who missed an amnesty day or some farmers, or as has been mentioned before, if the road department pulls them out of ditches or does other dump cleanup, this is how we dispose of the tires. So this is a formality as far as the state.
And this is the small grant that is offered every year?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Commissioners, any question or comment? Public question or comment? Next item, Jenny.
B, report of viewers relating to the discontinuance of a portion of Ratcliffe Road.
Mark, do you want to give us this report?
I can. The report states, report of viewers, Mark Brasher, P.E., Daviess County Engineer, Daniel Castlin, and Amber Borman, viewers appointed by the Fiscal Court on July 7th, 2016, and state that on July 19th, 2016, they visited the portion of Ratcliffe Road beginning at the end of the county-maintained section of Ratcliffe Road to Highway 1207 for an approximate distance of .798 miles, proposed to be discontinued, and in their opinion, no inconvenience would result to the public from the discontinuance of the portion of Ratcliffe Road described above as attached Exhibit A. Therefore, the county engineer and viewers recommend to the court that the discontinuance of the portion of Ratcliffe Road be approved.
Commissioners, any question or comment? And I might add, the copy I have in my book is not signed by Ms. Borman, but I think we do have a copy that's signed by both Mr. Castlin and Ms. Borman. Any question or comment? Mr. Engineer, do you have any comment?
I do not.
Okay. That again is just the report. I think it will be used in a later ordinance. Next item, Jenny.
Item 2, consideration for approval, A, minutes of the July 7th, 2016 court meeting.
Move to approve. Second.
I have a motion and second. Commissioners, you've all had a copy of the minutes in your possession for some time. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. 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 Opposed? Motion carries.
B, all claims for all departments.
Move to approve. Second.
I have a motion and second. And again, Commissioners, you've all had a copy of the bills due and payable by Daviess County Fiscal Court. Do you have any questions of the Treasurer at this time? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. 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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Item C, fund transfers.
Motion approved. Second.
I have a motion and second. Mr. Hendricks.
Yes, I request permission to make the following fund transfers: $311,600 from Solid Waste Operating Fund to the Solid Waste Debt Service Fund, $605,000 from the General Fund to the Bond Fund for the WKU building, $900,000 from the general fund to the road fund, $118,000 from general fund to bond fund for the operations center, and $371,000 from the jail fund to the bond fund for the detention center bond. These are just normal annual transfers. I request they be approved. They are budgeted.
Any questions or comments?
Judge?
Yes,
I
sir.
made a correction. Jim Hendricks be corrected. Commissioner Jim Lambert is on the docket.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, I copied it last year's form, so
okay.
I wouldn't have to retype all that. Forgot to change the commissioner. My apologies.
that's all right. Commissioner Lambert, you've changed since I last
I
saw
know,
you.
I've got a little younger.
All right. Yes, you have. Any other comment or question? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
D, resolution of the Daviess County Public Health Taxing District setting the 2017 tax rate.
Move to approve. Second?
I have a motion and second. Commissioners, we do this every year. If you look at the document that we received, this is the passage of the Daviess County Health Department's tax rate, which is 3.5 cents assessed per $100. It has not changed from the previous year. It hasn't changed in at least the 5 years that I've been there. They sent it over here for us to approve. I might make a comment that if you look in the minutes, you will find that we also voted to take, I'm trying to find the amount of money, an additional $66,850, which was some excess revenue, and pay it on the bond. We're trying to pay the bond off a lot sooner so that the tax will come off, the special 1 cent tax will come off. So any question or comment? Question or comment by the public? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
E, Kentucky Spay Neuter 2016 grant application.
Motion approved.
Second.
Have motion second. David?
Yes, every year we apply for this spay-neuter grant. It helps subsidize the cost. So I think last year was the first year in a long time we've been able to get this grant. This is a competitive grant, and this is a matching grant. The court does have to agree. I believe the amount's $1,000 is what we have to match the grant with.
Any question or comment? Question or comment by the public? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
F, AmeriCorps Host Agency Agreement benefiting the Homeless Council of the Ohio Valley Homeless Shelters.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion second. I don't know that we have anyone here. This is Jenny, do you want to talk about it?
Sure, this is an annual AmeriCorps Host Agency Agreement before you all tonight. This will benefit all of the HCOV participating shelters, meaning they are required to attend our Homeless Council meetings. And if you are a shelter in our community that participates, you will have access to this AmeriCorps worker who tries to rehouse individuals.
Okay. Any question or comment? Question or comment by the public? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
G, Daviess County Youth Soccer Association contract renewal for the use of Horse Fork Creek Park.
Move to approve. Second.
I have a motion and second. Candace, you're here with us. I'm not sure that we need you up there. We certainly rather have you than Ross. Commissioners, do you have any questions? This is pretty much standard contract, same as we have been doing in the years past. Is that correct? Any question of Candace? Do you want to make her get up there and talk, George?
No, I'm not gonna make her get up.
All right. Candace, if you have anything you want to say, come on up. You're welcome to. Let's do it for practice anyway.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is the same contract that we've had since the inception of the park in 2008. Daviess County Youth Soccer Association is called. Horse Fork Creek Park home since then.
Mhm.
We just need to renew the contract.
Okay. Now, it's also my understanding while I've got you up there that we're talking about not renewing a lease with Kenergy for those practice fields. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, save us the mowing, and we think now we can handle everything on the fields that we
Yeah,
have.
since we've seeded it with Fescue, we can maintain the fields and support their practice schedule. And
Okay.
that would free up almost an entire day of mowing for the maintenance
Okay.
staff.
Okay, good. Any other question or comment? Thank you, Candace. Question or comment for the public? There being none. Oh, and by the way, while I've got you there, you guys are doing a great job hosting 225 roughly teams in this softball World Series. You and the City Parks Department, as well as the partnership we have with Evansville. It's pretty exciting. There being no other question or comment, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
H, purchase personal protective equipment for the fire department.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and second. Jordan, are you going to talk to us?
Yes. This is a budgeted replacement of 6 sets of personal protective equipment for the fire department that we purchase annually. Fire department service and supply is the lowest quote that we received. It met all of our specifications, preferences, and delivery schedules. It's our recommendation to purchase these 6 sets of personal protective equipment from FDSAS in the amount of $13,554. I recommend approval.
That amount is in the budget?
Yes.
Okay. Did it come in about where we thought it would?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Question or comment by the commissioners? Question or comment by the public? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
I, reject and rebid all bids for 2016 full body scanning security system for the Davis County Detention Center.
Move to approve. Second.
I have a motion second. Jordan?
Yes. During the evaluation and inspection of the units that were presented to us in this bid, we found that they lacked functionality desired by the detention center to meet its goals. So we would like to reject these bids and rebid this item with a new set of specifications. We project that it will still come in well under budget even with the additional features. I recommend approval.
I know you're waiting for this comment, but is the reason that we're not going to accept this bid is that it wasn't as transparent as it needed to be?
No.
Full body scanning. Come on, guys, it's not that bad. Any question or comment, commissioners? There being none, all in favor signify by saying, oh, I'm sorry. Come ahead, James. James Lacey, if you say anything about that joke, I'm going to have you thrown out and tased.
But you know, that joke really wasn't clear.
Oh. All right, Claude, you want to try one? Let's just go ahead, get the green snake. Go ahead.
I'm just not that clever. James Lacey Campbell, 1119, Apartment 4, Owensboro, Kentucky. God bless America as always. Just out of curiosity, could you talk a little bit more about this technology? Surely we're not exposing people to X-rays. Is this some sort of
No.
MRI technology or
No.
what?
We have to
I'll sit
follow,
down, but I mean,
if anything, and I'll let Jordan talk about it, if anything, we certainly cannot expose our folks to our employees to any more radiation than OSHA would allow. There are guidelines that we have to meet there for our employees. Folks who come through the body scanner, when they come back into the community, are not exposed to any more radiation than somebody who would go through one of these body scanners at the airport. So it's perfectly safe. Jordan, you want to?
No, that is a correct assumption. They're very comparable to units that
Right.
you'll find in an airport. They're very heavily regulated. We've been assured that the exposure levels are completely safe,
Right.
well under.
That's part of the specs as well. Yeah, you would have to come back up there, but to answer you quickly, I have no idea. I am not a radiologist, I'm not an engineer, I don't know. And we put in our specs that they have to be safe and they have to meet those federal specs. They actually meet the federal guidelines and specs, so, okay? This is a good question, though, particularly if you're gonna have to go through one. Any other question or comment? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
J, advertise for the position of service technician in the Department of Public Works.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion second. Commissioners, I think I'm correct. This is just a replacement for someone that we moved up through the promotion process. It's not an extra person, and it's in the budget. And as well as just being a request to advertise. If there are no questions or comments, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
K, rehire Jamie Sadler as a part-time temporary animal control attendant effective August 1, 2016.
Motion approved.
Second.
I have a motion and second. David, I would like to know, what does rehire mean?
She's a former employee.
Okay.
But this is the part-time position that we are creating on a temporary basis because of the Grayson County contract.
Can you quickly tell us how our dog input from Grayson County is working? I think when I looked and got my report this week, they're already over the 15 dogs.
Well, it depends. I actually did not open the section on Grayson County, but 2 of the dogs I know that was discussed last week were puppies,
Okay.
and so they don't really fit the definition of the dogs because they stay in. We don't feed it. I mean, they are like 2-week-old puppies, if I remember correctly. Isn't that right, Commissioner Koger? So
Yes.
we had decided that really did not, because they are in the cage with the mother, that we weren't going to count those 2 against the level.
Okay.
Since we weren't feeding them and they weren't taking up space. So I'm not certain, but yes, it is going quite well.
Okay. Any question or comment? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
L, order to pay viewers regarding the discontinuance of Ratcliffe Road.
Motion approved.
Second. I was thinking, I wasn't sure I wanted to second that motion. I had to think about it.
Okay, and I'm going to abstain on this one.
Oh, you may have trouble getting this boy paid. All right, the order to pay is $50 per viewer, is that correct, Claude? Yes, yeah, and that's what we have been paying the last 2 or 3 times that we have had any viewers. Any question or comment? There being none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And I have 1 abstention, Commissioner Caslen. Motion carries.
Item 3, consideration for discussion, A, first reading of 7/2016, an ordinance relating to the discontinuance of Ratcliffe Road.
Okay, this is first reading. Don't need a motion or second. Claude, would you kind of read into the record what we're doing?
Yes, Judge. Based upon the statute and the petition filed by the owners surrounding Ratcliffe Road, they have asked to close that. I would note that Ratcliffe Road is not on, or this portion of Ratcliffe Road is not on, or has not been on the county's Road, Street, and Bridge Index, but it must be closed, discontinued. I do not want to use the word closed, discontinued. And they've filed the proper petitions to do that, and the section of Ratcliffe Road begins at the end of the county-maintained section of Ratcliffe Road to Highway 207, and that's an approximate distance of 0.789 miles. And we certify that it's never been part of the county road, street, or bridge system, and it'll be closed to the public, but it will remain open in accordance with the condition for use and access of the parties who are involved, the people who own the property surrounding it.
Okay.
This is the first reading, so.
Any question or comment? County engineer, any comment? He shakes his head no. Public, any question or comment? I would say that I had a call from one of those gentlemen along the section of road that we do maintain, and he was concerned that perhaps something was going on there, and we told him no. He was pleased that we were moving in this direction. So, okay, we'll have the second reading of that ordinance in August 4th at our regular meeting. Next item, Jenny.
B, other business to be brought before Daviess County Fiscal Court.
This is the time during which we invite the public to come forward, identify themselves at the podium, and you're welcome to speak on anything other than what is on the agenda.
James Lacey Camiff, 1119, Apartment 4, Pembroke, Owensboro, Kentucky, United States of America. God bless America, as always. Judge, I'm going to use this opportunity not to upset anybody or anything, but I'd encourage people to volunteer for the local homeless shelters. We have a lot of people that are homeless and long-term homelessness, and sometimes, without being too controversial, I guess I'm going to say something controversial, but here goes. Sometimes I think we put more care into our animal shelters than we do homeless shelters in a way. You know, what bothers me is I have some acquaintances, and they'll eventually put people out of the homeless shelters, eventually, if they deem, for one reason or another, that they're not trying or something. And this really kind of bothers me, just in general, about America, how many people we have homeless, and that with all the great wealth we have in this country, that just kind of generates just from one generation to another, then other people are born that don't have those economic opportunities, and eventually they might not even have a roof or a bed, you know. And I see that happening, you know, and it really kind of bothers me, truly. I know that we have people, I think, right here that are on the homeless boards and see that happen. And I would just encourage Daviess County not to put anybody out without a roof over their head at night, a bed to lay down in. We're just too big of a country, just too much. There's just too many things great going on about this country to have those situations. And so I'd like to encourage people to get involved with the local homeless shelter, get involved with the boards, and see this, judge this for themselves. You know, a lot of these guys I know personally, to be honest with you, and it really kind of bothers me when they just eventually they come to the end of the road and says, tonight you're out, you know. And to be honest with you, a lot of these people do find some place to go, but some of them don't. And it's just, as an American, as a veteran, I just think it's an atrocity that goes on, one way or the other. I think everybody deserves a bed and a roof over their head. We just have too much in this country for things like that to go on. Thank you.
Thank you for that comment. Anyone else? Okay, Jenny, next item.
Comments by Daviess Fiscal Court.
Mr. Caslin.
Pass.
Commissioner Wathen.
Pass.
Mr. Colger, come on, surely you got something.
Yeah, I'd just like to make a comment that the road department's working hard right now. They're mowing. We got way behind because of the weather. There's been some complaints why the grass is not being mowed. We have 3 crews, I believe, mowing crews, and we're trying our best. I mean, it's we can't hold the rain, the weather back, so just wanted to make that comment to bear with us.
Anything else?
I believe that's
Okay.
it, Judge.
I'm in receipt of a letter from the Homeland Security. Daviess County was granted $4,655 to purchase 7 body armor vests for the Daviess County Sheriff's Office, which is a good thing, helps bring them home safe and sound. I also would like to inform people that our next meeting is August 4th at 5 p.m. There is no change to that meeting. Our second meeting in August will be August the 23rd at 10 a.m. August the 23rd at 10 a.m. September the 8th at 5 p.m. and September the 22nd or 21st. You've got looks like 22nd at 5 p.m.
It is the second and fourth Thursday in
So that'd be
September.
15, it'd be the 22nd. So it is September the 22nd at 5 p.m. We, the fiscal court, during the summer, we get really busy. There are lots of conferences that go on, and we're at various stages of being in and out of town, but we still believe that we need to go ahead and have our meetings and not cancel them so that we can do people's work. Commissioners, anything else? What else did I miss, Jenny?
That's it.
Okay. If there's no other business to be brought before Daviess County Fiscal Court, without exception, we're adjourned.